What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Maverick here with episode 13 of Fire Force. So, last time where we left off, we were in the middle of a sort of flashback episode, telling us of the story behind Benimaru and what happened to Conroe, right? Who was supposedly supposed to become the true leader of the fire company that they are currently in right now. And of course, we got this whole big misunderstanding between the 8th and the 7th as well, with the antagonist organization. I'm still not really sure what to call them yet. Masquerading as those of the 8th and trying to cause this big misunderstanding, right? Which may or may not be resolved within this episode, but at the very least what we will know is that there is a big battle coming up and things are about to get hectic. So, without further ado, let's get into the episode. Alrighty, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. Oh, by the way, do you guys want me to keep keep it throughout with the opening as well and not skip it? I normally skip it because there's not really much for me to say there, but some people apparently want to sync up their videos, and if I skip the opening, it would be harder. So let me know which you would prefer. At the very least, Conrad didn't die, right? He's still alive. That counts for something. The 4th, eh? Oh, it's this dude. Hmm. So I guess I thought the 4th was more military based. It seems that they are very well. I guess all fire companies are close with the temple, the church. Still. Right. That was 2 years ago. But he's still calling him Waka, so... Hmm. Well, I mean, that is Shinra's character. He's probably like, kid, I love your fire, but sometimes there's just something that you can't but help want to protect, even if it means giving up your life. Oh, we're skipping the opening? Alright. Oh, and just as I say that. But yeah, I will be skipping this again for this episode, but do let me know if you guys would prefer me to just let it roll through. So I'll see you guys in a second. And back. Now these two are fighting. Wait, so are these the... Huh? Oh. He knows who's the real one? Wow. Oh, what? How come Offer knows? I'm impressed, Offer. Hmm. So, Fire... So really, they're just using this fire as an excuse to use all kinds of magic, right? Alright, I get you. I get you. Ew. Hmm. Again. So the incident 2 years ago was them as well. Hmm. A power spot. Okay. Hmm. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. And they still didn't explain why Offer could see through? Hmm. Okay. I'm impressed that he thinks of so much in this time. So I wonder if they are being lured into the so-called trap, or is the trap literally just, what's happening right now?
長に化けていたのもお前か。
人間は信用できない。嘘をつく、騙す、裏切る、すぐに死ぬ。だから太陽神が必要なんだ。
神とかクソみてえな話は聞いちゃいねえんだよ。俺が聞きてえ答えは一つだけだ。
痛い。
日陰をどこにやった？
太陽神に背く建国主義のクズどもがお前らに教えることなどない。
Really? Oh. He's infernalizing? Alright.
永遠の炎に着せ。
Latom.
ラートム。クソが。なんなんだこいつは。俺が人工的に葬ら人がするってやつか。原告式じゃなくて申し訳ない。構わんよ。どうせ浅草の人間じゃねえだろ。それと避難誘導を試みたんですが、町の人たちが全く従ってくれなくて、彼らを統率できる人が必要です。
Hmm. Oh, they're really that stubborn? Alright.
住民を誘導できねえか。どうも町中に輪を乱す奴がいるようで。コンロ、お前ならどうする？
Well, he's literally going to do it, isn't he?
どこだ？どこにいる？
Ooh. Direct hit. Oh. Oh. Slice it. White Cloaks. Really? Come on, guys. Just take on one for each of you. And now they suddenly work together? Alright. Yeah, each take on one. Awfully nice of them to wait. up and down. Ooh, nice punch. Oh, he's internalizing? Directly eating it. One-shot kill. Hmm. Mm. Alright, respect and all that. It wouldn't hurt for him to be maybe a little bit more urgent. Alright, I'll see you guys after this. Alrighty, so the battle has finally started, and there are a few things to specifically mention, right? First of all, we do see a little bit more about these White Cloaks, and as particularly this Yona character, who apparently can use flames to even, change the face of a person. And of course, they try to give an excuse for this kind of ability, right? But really, I'm thinking maybe this series is going to just use flames as a catch-all for doing a lot of magical things and just trying to, have some relevance, some kind of explanation as to how it's relevant with each other, right? So one thing that I'm really interested in is whether or not sometime down the line we'll have people who can do time manipulation, right? Because time in a certain sense would be speeding up the activity of atoms, heating it up or cooling it down, right? Stopping things. So perhaps in the future we're going to get these kinds of enemies as well, or they could be allies as well. But I'm just saying that just compared to what conventional thinking is, right? You shoot fire from you shoot fire, you control flames and whatnot, and maybe you manifest the fires into different kinds of objects, like arrows, for instance, or different kinds of projectiles. There might be even more creative uses as far, and that's something that I would be much excited to see, right? And we end it here with the big dude taking literally sort of like one of those insects, one of those bugs, and eating them, right? So I do wonder if that is actually sort of a reversible process, or is he literally just going to turn into an inferno, and that would be the end of that, right? That would also hold a lot of implications for the series going forward, right? Is infernalizing only one way, or is there a kind of way to sort of control it and make it part of your powers, right? And if so, I'm assuming that maybe the entire White Cloaks, in the White Robes, White Cloaks, the people who are within that organization, or what they're trying to achieve, might be to find people who can take these kinds of ability enhancing bugs, I guess you could say, or just fully utilizing the powers of the flames, let's just say. So yeah. And as for the rest, the actual episode itself, kind of there, right? We have the tag team battle with Shinra and Offer at the very end there. I do feel like Shinra is once again, for all his very shonen prototype of spouting off his ideals and his general awkwardness and whatnot, we do see numerous times now that when he's on the battlefield, he's calm, he's collected, and he knows to analyze the situation, right? He's not just going in willy-nilly. We do see from 13 episodes in, we do see that a lot of times when he's confronted with these kind of situations, he does take note of his surroundings and isn't he's doing things smartly, right? He's not being a dumb character here. Contrast that with Offer, who really just goes in willy-nilly. And speaking of Offer, actually, this is kind of on tangent, but I was asking why he was able to see through the disguise earlier, right? And I believe the reason for this is not because he has any particular ability, but maybe because he is such a gentleman. He can simply discern, real women from those who are fake and just acting it out, right? Since this is sort of a series that tries to use these kinds of comedy and humor elements, I'm gonna assume that's how he knew way back there. What else? One other thing that I'm not sure if this actually means anything, but remember a few episodes back when we saw all the captains, right? And it's first revealed that Benimaru here is sort of, he really takes up the old Japanese way, right? They call him a proto-nationalist. Specifically, I think it means that he was part of the nation of Japan, or country of Japan, before it turned into the Tokyo Empire, and has a lot of outsider influence into here, right? And we can infer that by the way he insists of the ordering of his name, because in Japanese culture, traditional Japanese culture, family names first and then given name second, right? Whereas in Western culture, it's given name and then family name. And one thing to take note of is with all these different characters, like Shinman Benimaru, that is a purely Japanese name, right? It uses kanji and whatnot, and it's just a prototype. It's just a typical Japanese name. Someone like Offer, for instance, uses completely Western characters, Westernized characters. It's a Western name, right? The guy who appeared here for the during the Asakusa battle 2 years ago, right? The captain of the 4th, Soichiro Agu, right? He's a pretty interesting character just by his name itself, right? For all the other characters, we see them either falling into the traditional Japanese naming style, or they are clearly having a Western name, right? But for this captain in particular, it's a mix of both. Soichiro is clearly a Japanese name, whereas Agu is a Western name, right? So I do wonder if his situation is particularly special, and that is why he was the one in charge of handling the situation in Asakusa 2 years ago. And maybe this falls in with what I believe is going to be a big part of this series going forward, and that is how the Tokyo Empire came to be, and the sort of local versus outsider kind of take on the situation here, right? More specifically, those with the corporation and the church versus the people, the original people, right? So, but again, I don't know how much of that will come to pass. This is just something that I'm inferring from various tidbits and pieces, as well as from their names, right? So, yeah, that's pretty much everything for this episode. In terms of the episode specifics, there are a few things that I don't like, such as the, I feel like the fight at the very end, I don't know, it's still not entirely, I still feel like there's a big pacing problem, even during these sort of tense situations and whatnot. It's going back and forth, and then, switching between being really serious and then, throwing some of this slapstick comedy in the middle here. Like, I'm not saying it's definitely been done before in this sort of fashion as well. A lot of shonens, especially when you have two characters who butt heads, the entire process of them, tripping each other up and whatnot, and then eventually settling down and showing teamwork and all that. Like, that's a tried and true trope, right? I feel like it's generally not. How should I put it? I don't know. It just feels kind of forced here in a certain way. Like, the entire context of the situation. Sure, Offer and Shinra were never on the best terms with each other, and they were never, fully trained in compatibility with each other, right? But still, it's just the way that they bring it out. I just feel it's unnatural from a certain perspective. I don't know if I just have a certain bias against this anime right now, or I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Do you also feel that it's sort of being forced in here? Because, like I said, it's used in a lot of different animes and mangas as well. But I don't generally feel as it. I generally don't feel it to be as artificial as this one. Let's just say. So yeah, and yeah, there we go. That's everything I want to say for this episode. So hopefully next episode, we'll get to a lot more of the battles and whatnot, and hopefully, Benimaru can show a little bit more urgency, right? And that's also another part that I was kind of put off by, right? So there's like multiple infernos going on. All the people are getting, all the people are panicking and whatnot. There's fires everywhere, and you still, trying to act cool and all that. I don't know. It's just, I feel like there's the time and place for that. That was not it. So yeah, there we go. Anyways, that was episode 13 of Fire Force. Let me know what you guys think. I'll see you guys next week. Bye bye.